Some tremendous duels out there, Peter. Little men, the big men, the Rovers have had a good go. Madden and Burke in the ruck, Brownless and Silvani.
I think Don will agree. There's no easy kicks out there tonight, and that's what's making it such a fine game of football.
My word, and players have got jobs to do. Austin McCrabb, we mentioned earlier, he's in front. Stoneham's in front. But then again, Carlton, aren't they playing real negative football on their back line? But then they get quickly down into their forward line. It's got everything, hasn't it, for the football purists?
Well, Geelong have had more of the play, but they really haven't capitalised up forward. That's due to the terrific defence of Carlton.
OK, so at half-time, 4 points the difference in favour of the Cats. 4-8-32 to 4-4-28. We'll be back at league headquarters in just a moment. Harry Stoneham at it already as we begin the third quarter. The Cats leading by 4 points, 4-8 to 4-4 in the second semi-final of the Panasonic Cup. A couple of changes. We'll get onto those in a moment. Bradley scoops it out as his hand pass intercepted. Now comes the Cats' way through Baldwin, and he's been a good player tonight. That came from Bairstow.
Oh, good punch.
He covered about 15 to 20 metres. Getting there first again is Baldwin. Can't quite prick it up. Bradley has it intercepted by Fletcher, one of the players on. Couch's kick is high towards the 50-metre line. Stoneham and Rhys Jones. Stoneham had the leap from the back.
Good tackle, Tom.
That's Alvin and Cameron. Now,
he's played close tonight, Pete.
He has.
Tommy Alvin.
A couple of other players on too. I think Troy might be on.
Schulz.
And Schultz is on as well.
Hamilton.
As Neville Bruns, as we heard at half-time, possibly won't be taking any further part in the match with a suspected broken collarbone. Let's hope it's just suspected and that he is okay. It's going to be a bounce just outside the 50-metre mark. Madden and Burke, won by Burke. Bairstow goes through without the ball. Alden again loses out to Scott. Hooks it across his body down towards the forward pocket. Brownless and Silvani. Silvani got there first. Bradley cannons into both of them. Plenty of time for Baldwin to steady. Didn't line them up too well. Hunter grabbed when not in possession, one would have thought, by Hamilton. And it's going to be a throw-in the left forward pocket.
I thought Baldwin actually had tried to pass that. He could have had a shot for goal. I think when you're within distance, have a shot. There's Madden trying to get it down to the ground. Well done by Burke. Tried to get it to Schultz. Now, they were holding the man there, no doubt. And Michael Schultz will take it.
I think the umpire should have paid the one earlier to Madden because Burke was definitely into his back on that throw-in.
Well, he's
Carlton considered themselves unlucky.
Well, 20 metres out, 45-degree angle, and what a great start this will be. There are already 4 points in front. Be a big advantage to get to that 10 points early in this third quarter. There's Michael Schultz, normally a backman. I think he's kicked truly. He has.
No, the ruckman got an effective tap out. Scott diving on top of the ball.
The only position they're not playing man-to-man is in the centre, and it's interesting. The Rovers go one side of one team and the others go the other side, and they're not manning up these rucked Rovers when on the ball.
Burke and Madden. Madden palmed that one down through the leagues of views. Picked up by Ablett. Ablett's kicked towards right half forward flank, and the ball bouncing across the line just outside the 50-metre mark, and we'll see a boundary throw-in.
Well, one thing about Ablett, Don, when he gets it, you know it's going to go 50 metres every time.
It's a beautiful kick for goal, Peter.
Well, it's at half forward, about 65 metres around from the Geelong goal, and another one here. It'd be a terrific advantage. Burke and Madden having that great duel again. It's still in play. It's grabbed by Couch. Quick kick. Brownless at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Oh, it's a loose one, though. Sean Denham on the left foot. Hooks it back. Oh, this is close. No. Just missed. In fact, hit the post. So bad luck to little Sean Denham.
Actually, you had Fletcher coming past, and he should have shot the ball out there. That was really, I consider, bad play.
11 points the difference. Silvani bringing it wide. Looking for Bradley. He's found him. Craig Bradley from half-back. That was a good move, that by the Blues. Oh, two Geelong players crashed into each other. McCrabb's good enough to hook it wide. Finds Andrew Buse, who seems to have a ton of time every time he goes near the ball. Schultz from the back. Has it fisted away. It's on centre wing, and Meldrum. Oh, gee, Geelong are going in hard. They went in much harder than Carlton did. Couch gets it to Baldwin, a very impressive player. Baldwin brings it to half forward. Now, the 2-on-1 there, to Geelong. Some good shepherding. Oh, good play. Beautifully done for Geelong by Hocking. A long kick. Brownless in front. No, it wasn't. It was Stoneham. Oh, tackle on Reece Jones. That's holding the ball. And if that was anywhere else on the ground, that was holding the ball.
He should have been paid for holding the man earlier. Reece Jones had hold of Stoneham. They both contested that mark.
They paid that earlier, Don, didn't they?
Oh, well. Anyway, it's a good game,
right
Peter.
In front of goal. Oh, free kick to Burke. Oh, bad play by Justin Madden. Right in front of goal.
Interesting that Burke's going down deep into the forward line to do the ruck work. Usually the big centre-half forward or full forward does it. But Burke has contested at every throw-in you can see then. That was just, excuse me, Mum.
I think frustration, actually, because Burke's doing particularly well. From 25 metres, Damien Burke kicks truly.
Cats have got 2 goals this quarter from free kicks, but you certainly couldn't argue with that one. Oh, you couldn't argue with a free kick there either to Bernie Evans, but the advantage rule was paid.
Now,
well, I thought the advantage rule was paid.
I thought the advantage rule was paid then.
That makes 2 of us, Donald.
Maybe we'll have to consult the rule book, Peter.
It's a bounce. Madden and Burke once more. Burke wins that one. Down to Evans. Short kick to half forward. Sartori has it socketed away. Must be a free kick to him, one would think. And Peter Sartori, who hasn't had too many touches of the leather tonight.
You're right there, Austin.
Only a couple of them.
Dorotic back on for Carlton.
Centering kick. And Cats defence working overtime. It's knocked well clear by Gary Hocking. Schulz and Fletcher out there. Dorotic gets the hand pass away. Almost intercepted by Bairstow. Down goes Strosh for Carlton, and it's going to be a bounce just off the edge of the square.
Interesting player, Adrian Fletcher, number 4 for Geelong. He is the first draft player to make it at Geelong for a senior game.
From Tasmania. That footballers have come out of that state, haven't they? Scott gets the hand pass intended for Bairstow, and he gets it at the second grab. A good turn of speed has Scott. Stoneham grabbed by Reece Jones. Was he? No, says the umpire. Madden takes the hand pass. Alban at the centre wing. The target, Bradley. McCrabb, easy mark.
Not a bad player, is he?
Oh, he's dominating at centre back.
With a name like that, you'd have to be able to play well, wouldn't you? Couch. Eye of a needle hand pass. Looks for and finds Scott. Didn't take it cleanly. He's got good speed, though, enabled him to get rid of the ball ultimately. The mark has been taken for Carlton down there by Meldrum.
Bad kick by Robert Scott. He was clear.
Then again, Peter, we've spoken earlier of pressure, and it could be a result of pressure, like that handball.
Alden. That's not a great kick either. Well out of bounds in front of Dorotic and Mark Boss. It'll be thrown in centre wing on the outer side. 13 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Well, some of those Geelong defenders are very players. Mark Boss. And, of course, Mark Yates. Johnston playing for the free kick there. The umpire wake up to that one. Oh, it's fisted away. It's a chance now for the Blues. Hawker cleverly out wide to Bernie Evans. Evans trying to hook it back to half foot. Oh, Buse has dropped a sitter. Here's a chance for Kernahan to Johnston. Hand pass finds Bradley. Bradley back to Johnston. Oh, he'll be caught. Yes, holding the ball. No. Oh, the advantage might have been paid there to Bairstow. Bairstow to half forward. Up go. Oh, good mark. Stoneham. And they've got some good high markers on that forward line, the Cats. Barry Stoneham gets back quickly. He's gone short. Robert Scott's clear. He can run into an open goal. He sprints 40 metres out, Scott. Kicks it high. It's a floater. And it's a goal to the Cats.
Passage of play of the night, resulting in another goal to Geelong. 7-9 to 4-4. Carlton must answer that. Bradley and Meldrum get the front position. Doesn't bounce too kindly for Craig Bradley. Socket away by Stoneham. And the mark has been taken down there by David Cameron. He has to play on. Brownless and Silvani. Hunter goes for the boundary line and sees it safely over. It'll be thrown into play about 15 metres from the behind post as Justin Madden comes off the ground.
Well, he's been well beaten tonight, Pete.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I thought it's been an interesting contest.
Burke's won the ruck easy, hasn't he, Don?
Well, I thought it's been a pretty good contest. Schultz, Don's the ex-ruckman, so we'll bow to his superior knowledge on that one. Fletcher, Denham, Couch, David Glascott, good use of the body. Johnston The high kick doesn't travel too much ground. Sartori could have almost been played the mark. No, says the umpire. Mark Boss picks it up pretty quickly. Mark or free kick to Meldrum, one would have thought. No, says the umpire. Hamilton goes for a quick kick. Back it comes to Denham. A 20-metre hand pass in the wrong direction, but it won't matter. It's still going to be a Geelong ball through the agency of Buse. Silvani backing up well, doesn't he always? Trying to measure the hand pass out to David Glascott. And Carlton into the open spaces. Dorotich in front. Almost grabbed it. Fletcher was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. And it will be a free kick to the Tasmanian, which he'll take short of left half forward flank.
Adrian Fletcher, a long kick towards half forward. It's over the back. This is where Carlton do well. Brown to Silvani. He's gone wide. It's 3-on-1 here, though. Dorotich has 3 to beat. Comes loose to Johnston, to Meldrum. He's caught. That's holding the ball. Well, that tackling is terrific. And play on, says the umpire, as Bairstow lines up the goals. It's a long driving kick. Offline, though, and through for another behind. But the Cats well on top. They've had far more of the play than Carlton. 7-10 to 4-4.
I think if I was Carlton, I'd look at Ian Aiken going onto that back line. At least they haven't got any real run down to their forward line, and I'd like to see him. At least he can do it.
Silvani, well, he's not sure who to give it to. Now he's found Meldrum. Meldrum will probably play onto the left foot, or it's a wobbly one, but it gets the required target, and that's Hunter. Hunter at half-back has gone short, looking for Bradley, and he's found him. But again, they're closely attended, the Carlton players. Peter Baldwin on the mark as Bradley brings it to half forward. Ablett is the flyer at the back. The loose ball comes to Hawker. Here's a chance. There's no one down at the goals. Kernahan now, pushing the back. Well, it just maybe just leant into his opponent there, and Steve Kernahan has marked 40 metres out from goal.
Great skill by Hawker. It's a terrific battle between Ablett and Hawker, but there, I believe, a push in the back. Oh, you called it right, Peter.
I thought it was there. And
Gary Hockey appealing to the umpire too.
Well, no doubt about it. When you see that replay, and the umpire was side on, should have seen it. Kernahan from about 40 metres is offline. Now, was that a mark? I think it was over the line. It was, and a point to the Blues.
And badly needed a goal there. Kernahan doesn't miss too many of those. Maybe a little bit short of a gallop.
Let him run, Andrew.
4-5 to 7-10. Under 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And the Blues need a couple of goals. Ablett sets himself, so too did Johnston. Hawker tries to get around Bairstow.
Look, 3 Geelong players.
Good tackle, Ablett. No assistance at all for Glenn Hawker. And Geelong running in numbers down the ground. It bounces back to Ablett, albeit not too kindly. Bradley flings it out pretty quickly. It comes ultimately to Meldrum. Meldrum at midfield. Ball is high towards centre wing. Bounces for Evans. Hughes couldn't pick it up. Johnson gets there first, gets flattened. By Baldwin. Maley, will he go off the ground? Picks it up beautifully. Snapshot is off target, and it might scrape in for a point. Now it's out of bounds on the full.
That was well done by Naylor. He quickly picked it up in the left hand and slammed it onto the right foot.
Kick it over your mark, I said, please.
Real quick reaction by the little Carlton rover.
And Austin McCrabb has to kick over the mark, as you heard the instruction from the umpire. Which means he's going to have to come around the member stand side.
Well, he hasn't had a lot of kicks, but he has covered his man all night, Pete.
That man is Sartori. He's done well. Dunlop leaves it go for Johnston, who has to play on. I think he was a little bit surprised by that call, Wayne Johnston, and the ball has been kicked out of bounds on the full by Gary Hocking. It'll be a free kick to Carlton, left half forward flank.
Right there, Gary! Good up! Thanks, mate.
And Craig Bradley's going to take it, it looks like.
On!
Lovely balk. Another cricketer come footballer. Oh, Dorotich almost. Vying for honours with Barry Stoneham for the most spectacular mark of the night, but not paid by the umpire. It's a scramble down there. Bairstow gets it out to Denham.
Mate, you're over his back.
And the free kick for in the back.
Sean Denham.
Geelong's way. Denham's down now.
Sorry, that's the mark right there.
He's okay, it looks like. Neville Bruns, remember, won't be taking any further part in the match. And Denham has the free kick just up from the back pocket.
Sean Denham. He and Robert Scott, a very good roving combination. Paul Couch, a quick kick now. Which way will it sit? Oh, Fletcher copped it high, but this is Meldrum, who's been one of Carlton's better players. He'll be able to run to 55 metres. He straightens up. It might bounce through. It does. Top goal to Paul Meldrum.
This is a good game of football. Contests everywhere over the ground.
6:19 left in the third quarter. 8-10 to 5-5. Still anybody's game, but Carlton need a couple before three-quarter time. They might get one here. Johnston runs into Ablett, then tries to get clear of Couch. Up the half forward. McCrabb had it knocked away from him. Sartori to Kernahan, who gets flattened. Nothing for that, says the umpire. Oh, plenty of weight being used there. Up goes Bairstow. Oh! And nearly having his head taken off was Gary Hocking. And he will take the free kick short of midfield. Hocking's kick, again dropping short. Hunter pushed his opponent Schultz right in the back, and Schultz will take the free kick.
Well, he's very, very honest, Michael Schultz. Not blessed with a tremendous amount of ability, but gee, he has a go. Here's Brownless, yes. With his name written all over that Sherrin football.
Yeah, he has got a bit of ability.
Now, Brownless's kick too has been a terrific duel. He and Silvani. Now he's only 35 metres out.
He just had the drop on Silvani on that occasion. Just caught him out of position. A little bit of luck on that occasion.
Billy Brownless has only had 3 kicks. Going for goal number 4 and has missed. So they've had most of the play tonight on their forward line. Far more of the play than Carlton, haven't capitalised. And he's not happy, that man. 8-11 to 5-5. And what a good camera shot as we see Paul Meldrum going short out of defence to Hunter. Oh, he's under a lot of duress. A quick kick towards half-back. Bradley will head for the line, I would think. Good play by McCrabb, who's right down on the half-forward line, Don.
Yeah, it was good to see, as I mentioned earlier, Peter, half-backs running off their half-back line and putting a lot of pressure on their respective opponents by getting down the ground. Keeps the forwards honest.
This team's going to have the run in the last quarter. That's going to be vital. Impressive conditions tonight. Johnston tries to get it out. A knock-on comes out in the direction of Brown. Brown on left centre wing. Goes for a short pass. He's put it out of bounds on the full. Free kick going Geelong's way.
Well, Pete, Geelong look far fresher at the moment.
They do. Gary Ablett with the kick. Short of left centre wing. Booming drop punt. That was good. 55 metres. Palm out down the back. Hamilton almost there. Meldrum, probably Carlton's most consistent player, should get a free kick for on the shoulder and will.
Gee, he works hard, Barry Stoneham. He got up there, tried to punch the ball on or palm it on, and then quickly got up, and all okay. The tackle might have been a little rough, but gee, the endeavours were certainly there.
18 possessions to Meldrum, 14 kicks and 4 hand passes. Kernahan, the flyer in the middle. Strosh had it and then lost it just as quickly. And streaming downfield is Bairstow. A knock on into the open spaces for Denham. If he can get clear, he shoots and a goal.
What's the time? 7:45. I knew it. We've been stood up. No, we haven't. We're just a bit late. 2 hours? A mere detail. Well, I'm not hanging around any longer. We can't go. Why not? Maybe they had an accident. They will when I find them. Just you, just me, just G.
Guys off Donnybrook in the stands too. 30 points the difference now in favour of Geelong. 65 to 35. There was a whistle down there on play, but the umpire paying the advantage rule. Ablett streaming downfield again. Another 55-metre kick. Brownless this time. Yes, no, knocked away. Denham, centering kick this time. Well, 3 Geelong players are there. Scott, can he make amends? Out to Hamilton. Fletcher's there for backup support. Hunter. Offloaded by Stoneham.
Interesting on that centre occasion, and 3 Geelong players where the ball was dropping.
Well, 5 goals the difference, and they are playing well. In fact, I thought they had much the better of the first half. They just didn't capitalise up forward. Oh, Burke cleverly over the top. Johnston in there battling hard. But Geelong looking far the fresher side at the moment. Glascott to Meldrum, who's been easily Carlton's best player. Strosh is caught. Look at the tackle there. That allows Hamilton to grab it and hook it back on the left. Stoneham has it punched away and the ball actually hit the post. So it's another behind on the board to the Cats, and they're doing well. 9-12. The 5-5, that's 10 shots to 21. I think that's pretty indicative of how well that Geelong is playing. Rhys Jones out wide to Bradley. who understandably would be a pretty tired man tonight if he's been fielding all day in the district cricket. The kick straight to Buse. Oh, Buse has been a top player tonight again. State back pocket player. He's going for the torpedo punt, and have a look at it. That's a 70-metre kick. Stoneham in the centre of the back, fisted away Reece Jones. Hamilton off the pack, hand pass to Denham, open goal, and it's another one to the Cats.
Denham second.
Well, little Denham's second goal. He's kicked both of them in the space of a couple of minutes. Been a little off target earlier in the game, and that was probably his easiest one. You see here again the high ball. They're predictable. What they're going to do is kick that ball long. The pack there, the little fella's running past as Hamilton did then, and he is a player of the future too. Had a real purple patch against Sydney Swans last year, and I think his debut game up in Sydney, Hamilton.
Well, Sean Denham roving in that forward pocket, very dangerous, and sort of reminds me some of the things he does, Don, of Kevin Bartlett at his best. The way he reads that ball off the pack.
There's a lot of players who've got that ability. You can't teach, they've just got it instinctively. And Naily off the ground for Carlton too.
And the Cats might go forward again. They do. The ball picked up out of the centre by Gary Hocking. Into the open spaces near the 50-metre line. A good tap on. Schultz gets it back to Stoneham. Onto the left foot. He's got a bad sort of a shot, but only one behind. So another point to the Cats. 10-13 to 5-5. 35 plays 73. Less than 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Been a good one for Geelong. Silvani. And the huddle has broken. A little bit too early for him, it would appear. Silvani will go to the member stand side, and he'll go long subsequently. Schultz and Hunter. Ball knocked over the back for Johnston. A wobbly kick. Drops a little bit short. Off the hand of Buse. Picked up by Mark Boss. Murphy let him know he was there. Strosh doesn't get a kind bounce. Glascott. Stoneham. Johnston again on the defensive 50-metre line. Johnston this time goes for a pass. Not too many options left open for the former skipper. And the ball kept in play by Buse. Murphy. Murphy's kick dropping a little bit short, and a strong mark taken by Peter Sartori over the top of McCrabb. He hasn't had too many kicks tonight. McCrabb's done a good job. That surely is in the back of Bradley. No, says the umpire. Meldrum, a very constructive player. And Adlett's down after that flash. It's going to be a free kick there to Meldrum. Right on 50. Won't quite get the distance. And one behind only. And Carlton badly needed a goal. 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Oh, there's Dwayne Russell there on screen.
Right there,
and who was replaced fairly early. Didn't really fire up after a very fine game in the last match against Essendon. Mark Yates has done well down there. Not that he's been under all that much pressure. Carlton finding it hard to get it to full forward tonight. Here they come again, the Cats. Bairstow. Long kick. Stoneham. Oh, geez, working well at half forward, Don.
Too strong for Reece Jones. Just too strong physically.
Too strong and too tall, I would think. 9 seconds of play left, and they score a goal. Here's Bairstow. I think time might run out. 4 seconds. And I don't think they've got time to score before three-quarter time.
He has got the kick.
I'll call him if he's off, okay?
One Geelong player might be able to get the distance, and that's Billy Brownless. I don't know whether Mark Bairstow would be able to do it. Kick number 14, though, for him. He'd have to go for the torpedo punt, which he tried to do. It didn't work, and that's the end of the quarter, with Geelong holding a handy lead at three-quarter time in the Panasonic Cup. Second semi-final scores show Geelong 10-13, 73, leading Carlton.
Scotty, you're a marvel.
I think we'll keep that way. 10-13 to 5-6. 23,000 fans here tonight at VFL Park. They've seen a top game of football. It's a pity they missed Don Scott's chalkboard. Burke. Evans. He's picked up for the Cats down there by Gary Hocking. It was touched, a play-on call. Hunter actually lost sight of the ball. Down goes Baldwin. And so too Schultz. We'll sock it into some open space down there. Scott off the ground. Hamilton, plenty of time to steady. And a long shot is out of bounds or a behind. I think it's a point. He was the lad that kicked a bagful against the Sydney Swans last year in a sensational performance up in Sydney. 10-14 to 5-6 now. 74 to 36. So if the Blues are going to get back into the match, they need to get 3 goals in probably the first 7 or 8 minutes to give themselves some sort of a chance. Alvin, the target, gets bumped aside, and that's a mark. Is it paid to David Cameron?
Yes, it has been.
He's lifted his game, Don.
He has. He's just starting to come into the game. A few other Geelong players are starting to get into the game now that they're starting to more or less dominate play on the scoreboard. Not so much dominating it out on the ground, because it is an interesting contest.
David Cameron from about 45 metres out. Or is he kicking right on 50? Could have gone a little closer. Wouldn't have mattered. It's a goal.
Well, David Cameron, 5 goals in his last outing, only 2 tonight. You can attribute that to the good work of Tom Alvin. But the interesting thing is Carlton don't look as good when they don't get the ball out of the centre. And Geelong got the ball out of the centre very easily, hence the ball being where it is at the moment. And if Madden's not firing and he cannot dictate play and get it out easily to those Rovers, Carlton have not another plan, or not capable of playing defensive football when it's not going their way, especially in the centre square.
And that's just what the Blues didn't need. David Cameron's second goal, 80 to 36. Scott to Bairstow.
Oh, they're doing it brilliantly out of the centre, Geelong. In fact, Carlton have Dunlop into the centre bounces at the moment. Cameron in front. Rhys Jones at the back has gone for the safety of the boundary line, but Carlton look very tired side. Of course, a few of them, Don, haven't had a lot of match practice.
You always look tired, Peter, when you're not in front and not playing the ball and getting the ball.
Well, Burke has really rucked well tonight. Hamilton over the top to lend a hand. There's Bradley cleverly to Hunter. And they always seem to be under pressure, Carlton, every time they have a kick. Here's Ablett at the back, ran into a brick wall, was dragged down by Strosh. 32 for Geelong is Gary Hocking, out wide to Bairstow. Been a good player again. That kick under pressure has found Johnston. Johnston to Bradley. Bradley just lays off and went for the long kick. It was a free kick to Austin McCrabb at half-back, who's covered his men all night.
Yes, and that's Peter Sartori. Done a good job, Austin McCrabb. And plenty of distance with the kick, which will land just about in the centre circle had it not been punched clear. Murphy. Majizak stumbles and fumbles at the last minute. The ball tapped away towards Fletcher, it was, from Gary Hocking. Ablett hooks it across his body, and that's effective. Should have been marked by Bairstow. Through the legs of Johnson. Ablett again, and scores a try. So boundary throw in, about 65 metres out from goal. Robert Walls would not be too pleased. Geelong certainly only led by 4 points at half-time, but it was that brilliant third quarter when they kicked 6-5. It set up a possible victory for them. Cats streaming forward again. Bairstow, long, out of the centre, up to half-forward. Ball missed down there by David Cameron, who's kicked a couple of goals. Back to Rhys Jones, who gets the hand pass over his head. Dunlop gets a rotten bounce. Alvin, can he make amends? Has to get around Damien Burke. Bairstow again. Fires out another hand pass, and the Cats are doing it well. It's driven forward by Shane Hamilton. Oh, and there he is again, Hamilton. Hand pass, Denham. Scott, the two Rovers combining. He should be able to put this one through, and he has done. And that's
the difference between other mid-size microwaves, and Panasonic's mid-size Genius starts with the size, because the reliable Genius is full size inside with a turntable that's larger than you'd expect, 35% larger, same cooking area as other people's full-size models. So now there's an even smarter Genius that's mid-size outside, full size inside, even more than you expected.
Well, they're just bolting in now. 7 goals, 8 in front, and that is a hiding for Carlton so far. They've been well on top all night. There's Majizak. Again, a hurry kick, and that seems to have been the order of the night. Oh, Hawker lost it easily on that occasion to Hocking. And Gary Hocking going long towards half forward. Stoneham putting pressure on Rhys Jones. No mark. And now he's given away the free kick. And if Geelong have this level of commitment during the year, Pete, I think they're in for a pretty good season.
We've said that for 3 years now, though, haven't we?
Well, they might be a different side this year.
I think they are. Against Essendon and again tonight, they've been brilliant. Evans looks for Dorotic. Adlet's there. Hawker started brilliantly, but only one behind on that occasion, and the Blues badly need some goals to get themselves back into this match. 15.5 minutes left. But that scoreboard really does tell the story. 12-14 to 5-7. It's been a tremendous effort by Geelong. Plenty of commitment and backing up out there. Dunlop was the flyer. Down to Sprosh. Well shepherded by Johnston. 2 Geelong players up. Down to Kernahan. McCrabb. Around Sartori. Certainly had the honours in that duel tonight. Goes for the boundary line and finds it, and we'll see a throw in. It's shaping up as a pretty interesting encounter next week. Should Geelong win through to tackle Melbourne. The Cats went pretty close to knocking Hawthorn off last year in the grand final. Knocked down by Sartori. Fletcher picks it up. Out to McCrabb. Baldwin fumbles. There's plenty of time to make amends, though. Lobs it high. At the back was Schultz. It comes to Gleeson. Kick dropping a little bit short. He still gets distance, though, after a couple of hefty bounces. Sartori giving chase. The ball driven over the boundary line, though, by Mark Boss.
Beautiful kick. Clever kick.
A kick to touch.
A rugby type kick.
And Aiken coming on now. Aiken.
Hunter off.
Well, he's battled hard all night, hasn't he, Ken Hunter? Scott almost tripped up there. Umpire says play on. Hocking tries to do just that. Very close to out of bounds, and Majuzak takes it over the line, and it'll be thrown in.
Madden also warming up on the boundary, and naturally enough, he'll probably go into the ruck.
12-14 to 5-7. And it's been a long time since Carlton have copped a hiding like this.
Right in, thanks.
And full marks to Geelong. It's a terrific style of football they're playing tonight. There's Jamie Dunlop and Burke. Burke actually got that tap away. Stross was there. Johnston's caught. Fletcher is there. Oh, Robert Scott went in hard and copped it hard in the solar plexus.
Mark Nally also warming up, about to come on.
Well, here's Robert Scott, who won the national Panasonic video recorder in the last match here. The kick towards half-forward was a wobbly one. Kicked away by Bernie Evans out wide. A chance for Meldrum, but he might be beaten to it by McCrabb. He is. McCrabb off the ground has found Bradley, and Bradley out of defence. A wobbly one. Fraser Murphy in front. Hughes. Oh, good mark. Ablett coming over the top.
What a screamer. Always the chance to do something brilliant. Gary Ablett. Great judgment. Kick to half forward. A couple of players down there. And goes Silvani. Stoneham likewise. Silvani the first to recover. And Big Madden back on the ground. And boots it off the ground. Now towards Glenn Hawker. With Ablett. Ablett using the body to get in front. And he's got the free kick.
You can see there no love lost between those two. Ablett was the first to dish out an elbow, and Hawker, when he went over the top, stepped pretty short.
And Ablett really wanted it, didn't he, Don?
Ablett from left half-back flank. And he can kick a football. And he kicks that one long. Evans spins into trouble. Hocking. Knock on by Hamilton in the direction of Schultz or Baldwin. Baldwin is the one who takes it, gets it back to Hamilton. Onto his left foot. Centering kick, tries to find Brownless. Out to Cameron, who's already kicked a couple of goals. And that is put through for only a minor score. One behind to Geelong, kicked by David Cameron. 12-15 to 5-7, so a difference of 50 points with 12.5 minutes left in the game. And so it would appear a blue night for the Blues. With Geelong getting right on top in the second half. That third quarter really put paid to Carlton's chances. Johnson, a high flyer from the back, couldn't bring it down. Bairstow goes for the hand pass to Fletcher, right on 50 from a standing start. 2-on-1 Carlton's way, comes down to Bradley, who takes the hand pass from Reece Jones.
Craig Bradley doing well in defence. in this term has gone long to centre wing. Satori punches it away to Hawker. Hawker, oh, he hasn't got it easy tonight. The Geelong players have been onto him all night. Glascott, Fraser Murphy. Well, he's been relatively quiet too. Haven't seen a lot of the Carlton small men since quarter time. Madden drops it. Strosh, hand pass, finds Hawker. Hawker, a highly skilled player, little dribbling kick, finds Satori. Satori from 40 metres has a shot and has missed. So Carlton haven't had many attacking moves since early in the game. 5-8 to 12-15, and when it has got there, that Geelong defence, Yates and Boss and Views have played very, very tight football. Couch. Paul Couch, a lovely looking drop punt to half-back. Now that was Denham trying to punch it away. And he went again, Denham. It's a wide ball, a chance for Mark Nayley. Nayley sidesteps, and he brings it towards half-forward. Dorotich is there, has not had a good night. Fletcher, cop one in the back. Umpire called play on. A chance for Johnston to try and paddle it away. Damien Burke's there to grab it straight up in the air. Centre wing Stoneham has been very impressive at half-forward with the amount of work. He's still in there working hard. Burke off the ground. Nayley. Denham came in to tackle him. Madden out wide. Reece Jones looks as though he's a little bit lacking in match fitness. Oh, he's just not the same player tonight. David Reece Jones kicked away by Kernahan, and luck's a fortune because Dorotich was there to take the mark.
Directly in front, but about 65 to 70 metres out. A mammoth kick to get it near. He will just about land it in the square, though. It's not a bad effort. And knocked away by McCrabb to keep it away from Sartori. It's out of bounds. 10.25 minutes left in the match. McCrabb now doing some point duty out there. 38 to 87. And actually got that knockout to get it out the back. It'll be picked up by Bairstow. That's kick number 18. Which certainly makes him one of the best on the ground. And probably the leading kick getter without looking at the stats. Mark Yates, always a solid performer. Denham, and he's played a good game as well. I love the style of his roving. Bairstow again with the hand pass. Hamilton, Murphy in pursuit. Plenty of height in the kick. In front is Aitken. Loses that one out. It's knocked down in the direction of Couch. Out on the edge of the square, and with plenty of time. Should have kicked it a little bit better than that. And Carlton defenders working overtime. Silvani. Now it's back to Bradley. And turn to Glascott. Alvin. Schultz in pursuit. Alvin has the better speed. To Johnston. And Johnston's kick high. Burke getting underneath it. So too is Madden. I think they both missed it. Fresh air shots from both of them. Ablett. Now no one chasing. Finally Hawker decides to get into the act, but Ablett can kick it long, and he generally does. He'll be looking for Brownless, and he's got him. What a grab.
Long kick, Peter.
There's no better value than a long kick quickly into that forward line. And we see here Brownless. I know he made it look better than what it really was, but certainly it was great mark.
I thought it was a tremendous mark. Brownless going for goal number 3.
Long way to run for back half back, isn't it?
And Geelong supporters behind the goal like it. It's 4 points.
High drama, non-stop action, big news. This place has it all. But the big news that's got everybody talking right now, go ahead, Roscoe, is this: Foster's Light. The flavour that made Foster's famous, the great light beer. For those times when light's the right way to go. Agreed? Agreed. New Foster's Light. The best news for beer drinkers since Foster's.
Well, I think Malcolm Blight's experiment too, with just Brownless up there at full forward as far as the regular forwards. Ablett on the half-back flank, and of course Bruce Lindner isn't even in the side. And last year those three were on the forward line. There's Majizak getting it towards Kernahan, who's had a quiet night. He taps it cleverly over the top to Nayley. Nayley to Dorotich. Dorotich, chance for Majizak. Hand pass into the open goal is Evans. Too quick with that kick and has put it out of bounds on the floor.
Or was it pressure, Peter?
Well, what are you trying to say, Don?
Pressure.
Bernie Evans. But McCrabb, it's not their night. Carlton, Geelong, very, very impressive. Here's a chance, though, for the Blues as Dean Strosh has got it. Now, that's good play as he tries to centre it. Or could have been a Geelong free kick there. Ablett. Oh, no one can get their boot the ball in when Johnston. Denham's got it, but in the meantime, the umpire will bounce it.
Darren Troy on number 10, and going off was Robert Scott, the little rover.
Well, he'll be a good player, Darren Troy, because he was coached by you, wasn't he, Don, in South Adelaide?
For 6 games.
Right, there's a Geelong bench. Kernahan, a quick kick. Oh, taken by Baldwin, who's a very impressive player. So is this man, Bairstow. Long kick down towards half forward. Good play by the Cats. Geelong. Carlton through Meldrum to Rhys Jones to Bradley, but nothing really decisive by the Blues tonight. Bradley, that's better play. The long kick looking down there towards the forward line. Satori was the flyer at the back, but McCrabb doing well. Gets it to Boss. Boss, a quick kick to half back, and it's a good mark to Bradley. Bradley gets away. The short one's on, and he's found Satori.
Well, Peter Satori marking in front. Had too many touches tonight because, as we've mentioned, Austin McCrabb has done a particularly good job. You must play in front, and he was doing that on that occasion. Satori, 3 marks, 4 kicks and 1 hand pass from 45 metres out. And 1 behind. With only 6.5 minutes left, though, I don't think it would have made too much difference. 5-9 to 13-15. And McCrabb to do the kicking in. He favours the outer side. Tries to find Burke, and why shouldn't he? He's done well. Madden was taken off at one stage. He's now back on. Buse and Hawker, 2 of the top defenders in the VFL. And there's a race between them. They both overrun it. Left to Troy to pick it up. Hits it across his body. The mark is taken by Stoneham, but I think it has been taken out of bounds.
Oh.
As though he's gone a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson.
Smother it all over his face and get back into the fray.
Yes, good advice. Denham, his partner in crime, Scott, is having a well-earned rest on the bench. Glascott from centre wing to Bradley. Over the head of Ablett, looking for Nailey with a good block, and seen the ball taken out of bounds.
Look at the enthusiasm of those Geelong players. 3 of them ran over and just, well, as we saw then, just ruffle his hair, signifying good play.
Madden in front on this occasion. Bradley trying to get some space down there. Backing into the pack was Buse. A wild hand pass comes out. The recipient is Fletcher. Madden. Troy. It was palmed on by Madden. Well, that's interesting. We have had a little bit of rain in the last few days. Getting grabbed was Fletcher. Did he have the ball? No, says the umpire. And the former Tasmanian will take the kick at the right half-back flank. He's gone short and found Ablett. Now, Ablett likes to run, and he also likes to kick the ball long. With a short pass, finds Hamilton at the second touch. Now, Shane Hamilton will be 70 metres out. He's given that one heck of a roost. Tries to find Brownless, but the umpire has found a free kick for the offence that he mentioned, and Steve Silvani will take the free.
Well, Ablett, when he streams out of that defence, he looks all class, and of course he is. Oh, good play to punch it away. That's Hamilton coming back to Troy. Troy, the little chip one in front of goals. Free kick. Too high on Bairstow. Has been an outstanding player tonight. He's had 19 kicks and 9 hand passes, Mark Bairstow.
As well as taking 3 marks, Peter.
Well, he's been a great player tonight. And look at that, straight across the head. Nothing serious in it, but it was high. And Mark Bairstow a chance to score his first goal from 45 metres. Look at that, 19 kicks. That's 28 possessions. What a great night's work.
Keep 10 yards clear, fellas.
Mark Bairstow from directly in front, lays back on that drop punt. I think it might just get there. I think it has, yes.
He was hitching across Australia to spend Christmas with his folks. Somewhere along the way, he met his killer.
We do not know who did it.
A happy 21-year-old with a boyfriend and a career in the forces. Why did she disappear? Taking no money, no clothes, leaving no clues. Can you help find her? Have you seen this man? He's Australia's most professional cat burglar and he's on the run. Help catch a criminal. Watch Australia's Most Wanted, Sunday, 7:30 on 7.
Mark Bairstow, the 9th Geelong player to score a goal tonight. Knocked away by Burke and taken by Paul Couch from the centre. And Geelong have certainly got it out of the centre on many more occasions than Carlton tonight. And Barry Stoneham going for a run. Meldrum won't catch him. And that's not a bad sort of a shot either. He's stopped it.
Well, they're doing it easily now, Geelong. I mentioned earlier about Carlton's dominance in a lot of games through Madden of getting the ball out of the centre. They set it up. And they're very offensive, Carlton, but when Madden doesn't get the hit out, as he hasn't tonight, they don't look so good. There was evidence against Footscray, although Madden dominated that night, that two times he didn't get his hand on the ball. Footscray got it out pretty easily, but tonight, Burke's got his hand on the ball, and Geelong have got the ball out of the centre on all occasions.
Well, he's been a great player there at centre-half forward, Barry Stoneham tonight. Not a million possessions, but oh, there's Burke again, a 20-metre punch away to Aiken. But geez, worked hard. There's a short pass coming to half forward to Schultz. Schultz wide. Here's a chance again. Hamilton, an open goal. Is it another one? Oh, it's close. I think it's through. Yes.
What's the time? 8:15. I knew it. We've been stood up. No, we haven't. We're just a bit late. 2 hours? A mere detail. Well, I'm not hanging around any longer. We can't go. Why not? Maybe they had an accident. They will when I find them. Just you. Just me. Just G.
And now 10 Geelong players have kicked goals, and they've kicked 3 goals in 1:40, 39 to 111. And we're playing literally time on here in the last quarter, but the Cats running all over them. Troy to Bairstow, back to Troy. Could he kick another one? It's going to be pretty close, won't quite make the distance, and a good punch away by Steve Silvani. Steve's the ball safely out of bounds. Well, he's got plenty of work to do down there. He's done a good job on Brownless. That's been a tremendous duel. Brownless has finished up with 3 goals, but had there been a player of lesser ability, I'm sure he would have kicked a lot more. Madden. Burke Madden wins that one. He didn't win it very far. It's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be taken by Bernie Evans. Evans from the right back pocket. Ablett, Nailey, Aitken off the ground. Troy and Yates with Fraser Murphy do battle on centre wing, and it's going to be a bounce. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game, and the Cats are through to the grand final to tackle Melbourne at the same ground next Saturday. It should be a tremendous duel. Even here at half-time, only 4 points in it. Geelong has been able to break away in the last half. Hawker, he started tremendously well in the opening term. I think he had 9 possessions in that first quarter. But like a lot of his teammates, Peter, he's dropped out of the play.
Most of them have dropped out. And I think Malcolm Blight will be delighted that 10 players have kicked goals. I don't think he wants one man kicking 8 or 9. There's Bairstow again. Diablo's made a big difference too. That half-back line with his dash. Look at that kick, 60-metre kick up towards Cameron. There's Schultz. He's gone wide, looking for Denham. The little fella's got as he scoots around. He hooks it back towards half-forward. Here's a chance for a mark. It's not taken, though, but they're still there as Baldwin to Schultz. Schultz lays back, lines up the goals. Now, will it float through? Just off line and a point. But, gee, they have dominated since quarter time, Don.
Well, they can do no wrong now, Peter, and it's just rewards because they've worked really hard and they're continually to work hard, and they're starting to break Carlton's back now.
Well, Sean Denham's had 17 kicks too. He hasn't been a bad sort of a player. Madden bounced too kindly for the big fellow. Probably Carlton's best player, Paul Meldrum, to Bradley, who's tried hard since coming on. He started on the bench for about a quarter and a half after a long stint in the field playing cricket today, and a safe mark taken by Gary Hocking. Transferring play up toward Darren Troy at midfield.
Right there,
runs into Sprosh. No damage done. Might have been touched off the boot. Fletcher went for the knock-on. Not really effective. Bairstow gets bundled out of it by Rhys Jones. Down goes Brown.
He's back there.
And the free kick going Carlton's way. It will be taken by Fraser Brown. There's less than half a minute remaining in the game. Boss went for the knock-on. A fresh air shot. Dorotich to Murphy. At the back is Sartori. At the front is McCrabb. And that's about how they've been most of the night. Andrew Buse. Back to McCrabb. A very solid performer tonight in defence. Knock on by Buse. Kernahan. Yates. And there's the siren. The Cats are into the grand final of the Panasonic Cup. And plenty of Geelong supporters appreciating their efforts. They beat Essendon by 66 points. And an even bigger victory tonight, if my mathematics are correct. 5-9 to 16-16. Peter, you'd have to be impressed.
Well, a very impressive performance that by the Cats. They really didn't have a weakness out there on the ground. There's Dwayne Russell, who went off early. But right from the centre bounce, where I thought Damien Burke won well in the ruck, Don, and the longer the game went on, their Rovers did well. Bairstow was outstanding. Their back line was tight and hard, but the main feature, Don, was their tackling.
I thought it was tremendous, the tackling. And one side had to break, and it was Carlton. And Carlton certainly did capitulate in that the second half. They only kicked 11 points, and that's just not good enough for a league team. But you've got to give credit where credit's due, and Geelong's tackling, their harassment, they're also kicking the ball longer, and players are, well, playing disciplined football. They're concentrating. Players have got jobs, and we saw evidence when Denham punched the ball out on the other side. The enthusiasm, 4 players ran across to congratulate him. All goes well as far as team spirit is concerned. Austin McCrabb did a terrific job on Sartori. He was one. Also saw Couch, a dominant player early in the game, and we've said it before, and you know, it's a hackneyed cliche as far as Geelong is concerned, but they look good for this year. Let's hope they can continue.
The Cats victorious by 73 points, and they'll meet Melbourne in the grand final of the Panasonic Cup next Saturday night.